Welcome back to Let's Replay Neverwinter Nights 2, Mask of the Betrayer. This is Big Los, and we're in the back room of the Shadow Theater, back in Shadow Molson Tier. We're gonna leave and we're gonna go to the Death God's Vault now. So let's go this way, and we need to exit out the main door over here. Now, we opened it up in the last episode because I was trying to get a spirit essence, but it turns out it was the wrong kind of essence, of course. So it turns out we just had to use one of the brilliant spirit essences already in Janik's inventory. Now, I'm not sure why this is, but every time we go from one screen to the next in the Shadow Plane, it does an autosave. Even when I load to the Shadow Plane, it will do an autosave. Here, I'll even show you. See, the first thing it did when I loaded up is it autosaved. Well, what's the point in that? I load and then it saves immediately. So the reason we're going to the Death God's Vault is because... Oh, I guess my party was attacking some enemies out there. Well, no matter. Guess we'll see him again when we leave. See, there's another autosave. We're gonna go to the furnace. We weren't able to do anything with it last time, but now that we've killed Okku, got his spirit husk, got some other abilities, we're gonna go and talk to this priest again. Oh, and before we do this, it turns out I was wrong. If you go up here, or if you go up here, more enemies don't spawn. So we're just going to go up here and we're just going to loot all these skeletal remains. And all the ones up here have the same thing, a gem called the fire agate. Not really sure what the significance of that is, but we'll get to sell them. Although I don't think we get a lot of money for those type of gems. Yeah, I think all these have the same too. And that should be it. So let's go back down and we'll go talk to this priest.
Yes.
By the way, you need to heal yourself. What happened?
You have need of me?
We not put stone skin on you? Well, there you go. In fact, we should probably put a whole bunch of other buffs on, but we'll do that in a little bit. For right now, we're gonna talk to the priest. The priest's spirit still refuses to speak to you. You guys are still trying to muscle each other in and out of there. We're going to probe the furnace with our powers. You sense a great many spirits within the furnace. Murderers, rapists, petty thieves, and even some innocents, all cremated in the furnace and cursed to remain bound to it. Will you quit playing kids games, you two? Wait, what are you doing? I can feel the power you possess. What are you? I'll ask the questions and you will answer them. I will answer as best I can. I have forgotten so much of when I was once alive. So much except for the most terrible memories of my once life. What must I answer before you will leave us in peace? Who was the child spirit you were speaking to before? The child is one of the dominant spirits that haunt this furnace with me. When I still lived, the child appeared to me often, as one who speaks for the many. Now I am the one. What is one? The many. The many are thousands of souls of those cremated in Merkel's furnace. One is the dominant spirit that speaks for the many. Who was cremated here? Besides myself? All of the criminals of the faith that we kept on the lower level were cremated here after they died in their cells. So only the spirits of criminals are contained in the furnace. Most are criminals, but occasionally an innocent will be. I cannot bear to think of it further. The child is one such innocent. How do you know the child is innocent? Because he told me so, and I believe him. He was wrongly accused of mutilating his family and then burning down a temple of Merkel. No child is capable of such an act. Children do not have the capacity for evil. Then you must never have had any children of your own. Oh, but I did. A son. He was murdered, along with my wife, by one of the criminals within the furnace. I executed that monster's cremation myself, only I didn't wait until he died in his cell. Are you talking about the brute? Do not mention him to me. Of all the dark souls within this furnace, he most deserved his fate. What must I answer before you leave us in peace? Tell me about the brute. I will speak no more of him. What must I answer before you leave us in peace? What is this place? This is the crematorium of Merkel's vault. The furnace I stand before is my home, and the home of thousands of others who were cremated here. So, we already asked us who was cremated here, and it'll go into all the criminals and such. Criminals like the brute, I will speak no more of him. Why were you cremated? Soon after my god Merkel was slain by Mistra, followers of Cyric assaulted this vault. We barely were able to seal the lower levels before they burst through the entrance. Cyric's raiders slew everyone but me. I was tortured for days, that they might learn how to open the gate to the lower vault and plunder Merkel's most precious treasures. I did not relent, so eventually they cast me into the furnace to suffer the same fate as the many I'd sentenced here myself. You must have suffered greatly. I'm sorry. Oh yes, I've suffered. The memories that are left to me, only the most painful remain clear, but I like to think it was not in vain. Were it not for my actions, and my rather painful sacrifice, Cyric's followers would have gotten through the gate to the lower level and completely desecrated Merkel's vault. Your sacrifice was not in vain. The lower level remains sealed. That is good to hear. I have endured such torment both prior to death and after. Though I may never be released from this furnace, I can endure it easier knowing my sacrifice meant something. It suddenly occurs to you that releasing spirits such as this one from their undeath might allow you some control over the cravings you feel. So this is how we get the eternal rest feat, but we're not going to do that. If we do this, we can get the eternal rest feat. Normally, if you're evil, you aren't allowed to get this feat, but with the Storm of Zahir makeover, that's one of the things that was changed. So you can actually do this if you're evil. I have other questions. How do you open the gate to the lower level? I endured torture and a most painful death to keep that secret. I will never reveal it to you. It sounds like a fate you deserved. Judge me as you wish. If Merkel still lived, I would surely be one of the most celebrated martyrs of his faith. Were it not for my actions and my rather painful sacrifice, Cyric's followers would have gotten through the gate to the lower level and completely desecrated Merkel's vault. What was your sacrifice? Did I not already tell you? Oh, my memory. Cyric's raiders slew everyone but me. I was tortured for days, that they might learn how to open the gate to the... Yeah, we already read this. What lies in the lower level of the vault? What does it matter to you? You shall never see them. I shall not bait you with the desire to see those lower levels for yourself. Consider yourself fortunate that the way is barred to you. A curious soul such as yourself would be walking into certain doom. I have other questions. So, we've asked pretty much everything, so we're going to do the Devour Spirit. I will just devour you and be done with it. What are you doing? No! We get a brilliant spirit essence out of it. And our spirit meter goes back to 100. The good thing about doing this in dialogue is that these uses down here aren't used up. In reaction to what you've done to the priest spirit, several ghosts materialize all around you. It consumed one. Slay it before it does the same to the many. Avenge! Avenge! Hold. I am one now. Do not harm it. Yet. But it destroyed the priest. Yes, I saw it. Such power. I am fascinated. Perhaps if we drain its life, we will gain its power. Power to free ourselves of this furnace. Hush, brute. It could see us and hear us. There's perhaps an opportunity here. I will speak to it. Yes, I can see you and hear you. The priest is gone, but the furnace remains active. Curious. I feel that we were surrounded by a shrouded evil. Are you communing with it now? Are you communing with it now? You have great power, and therefore command the respect of the many. We can help each other. You wish passage through the gate to the lower level of this vault. We crave to be free of this furnace we are bound to. Why can I see you but others cannot? You are compatible with the many, so you can see me even when we haven't manifested. So you will give me the key to the gate if I release you. The key to the lower vault is within this furnace, hidden by the priest long ago. However, it cannot be retrieved until the spirits that haunts it are freed. So we're not going to try to devour all of them. We're going to try to free them. How can I free the spirits? You possess the husk of a powerful spirit creature. Let us inhabit it, and we can leave the furnace on our own. Do not do this. We want to be free of the furnace, not crammed into an even smaller shell. It is the only way, brute. We will be in a smaller place, but one that will travel where we see fit. Urgh. If only these weak spirits could be forced from the furnace. If only my ghostly hands could wrap around their necks. So we have 3 choices here. We're going to do the first one. Use Okku's husk to contain all of the spirits in the furnace. Concentrating on the spirit husk of the dead bear god, you will the spirits surrounding you to fill it. The husk expands and warps, taking on a different, more terrifying shape. This form suits me. I will join with it. Come, brute.
What have you done? This unnatural monstrosity, it should not be.
An undead construct of sorts? This is like nothing I have ever seen.
Is this the being you were speaking to before? It is like something out of a nightmare.
The fiend has vanished.
You can't see it? Who or what are you? One of many. What does that mean? What do you mean? You can read my thoughts? How is it that I can understand your language? Join me then. Alright, so now we have another companion. One of many is comprised of many malevolent spirits battling for control of the many. The current dominant spirit is the boy, who favors the rogue class. But if another spirit within the many were to become dominant, it's likely that one of many's personality and favored class would change. One of many will automatically level up in his current favorite class when appropriate, gaining more powerful natural weapons and becoming more resilient. Because of its incorporeal nature, one of many is unable to equip any items. It's also unable to be targeted by my other party members for healing spells and such. The only person who could really interact with it is Janik.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can cast it.
Oh,
Oh, we can! We can cast Stone Skin on it, but we can't cast healing spells for some reason.
Yes.
Alright, why don't you Lesser Restoration her? There we go.
You have need of me?
And we're gonna do Proof Gauge armor. So it has 43 armor class. That's pretty good, actually. Let's talk to it. What happened to the child and brute spirits I saw at the furnace? Alright, so if we ask to speak to the brute, we're going to lose influence. So we're going to ask other questions. Why do you call me master? I want you to call me something different. Now, we have a lot of choices here. Some of them will lose influence, but only one of them will gain influence. We could also be called by the classes that we are. Wizard, Pale Master, Red Wizard, Arcane Scholar, Master of Evil. Call me Dark One. Never mind. Let's move on. I don't think there's any other questions we can ask it right now. No real chance for us to gain influence. So now we have to click on the furnace. Fires have gone out in the furnace, and the ashes here are strangely cool to the touch. Let's sift through the ashes. You grope blindly through the thick soot, and finally grasp the handle of a weapon that feels hauntingly familiar. It is a replica of the Silver Sword of Gith. This may be the key that is needed to open the gates in the lower levels. Well, why don't we open up the gates to the lower levels?
You have need of me?
There's a couple things I want to get when we're down there. Okay, so we're gonna click on the gate. Door's black and etched with curving runes. Its keyhole is nothing more than a vertical opening, more suited to a smooth metal blade than any ordinary key. So we're gonna insert the replica Sword of Gith into the keyhole. The blade clicks into place, turns, and is suddenly drawn inward, vanishing into the shadowy substance of the door. The gate swings open. And we got 4,000 XP for that and lost the replica. Apparently it sucked it in there. And once again it saves. So this is a special room. All along the walls are these offering urns. Each one of them, if you loot it, a shadow of the void will come out.
You have need of me?
Now, the shadow of the void, if you devour its spirit, you'll get a brilliant spirit essence. So you could get, I think, like 16 of them in this room alone. which is 2 pristine essences, which is really good. However, we're gonna save them for one at a time whenever our spirit energy gets just too low. And we don't need to take any of them out right now. So we're just gonna leave them be. We're also not gonna go this way or this way yet, because if you go into either of these doors, a bunch of vampire ancients will materialize right on this side of these doors while you're in this corridor, and then you have to fight them, and it's extremely hard to defeat these guys. And I'm pretty confident that we could do it. However, that is not why we're here. The reason why we're here is because we want to go over here where it says Archives Door, and that's locked. This place, some of the many spent the last days of their lives here. I wonder what became of those who were in prison here after Merkel was overthrown. Also, if we look at one of many, it is a level 20 rogue. These are the feats that it has. It has spring attack, so it doesn't have to make any temple checks. It has sneak attack, so that's good. We'll probably send it into stealth mode every now and again. It has the opportunist feat. Crippling strike, it does 2 points of strength damage when it does a successful sneak attack. It can also disarm traps and unlock doors. So we'll put these down here. Open lock. It has a pretty high lore check too. Sleight of hand is also very high. We could use it to do that. Tumble's also really high. Okay, I'm gonna put on some additional buffs and then I'll come back here. Okay, we got enough buffs on. Let's take control of one of many. And we're gonna have it try to unlock this door. It's also trapped. Alright, so one of many got the door.
Yes?
I will lead now. Follow.
I wonder if we could give it a potion of cat's grace if we have one. I don't think we do, though. No, we don't have any scrolls.
Yes.
Oh. We're gonna have to wing it. Let's examine it first, since we could take 20. Okay, so it's not that hard. It's just a tangle trap. Alright, so one of many got it.
You have need of me?
Now we open this door and we see that there are Hoary Mummified Priests in here. And one of them is probably the undead body of the chief scribe, like he said. There's a bunch of scrolls and stuff in here that we need. And some books. Alright, so what's the first thing we're gonna cast? How about... Well, we summon a vampire.
Come this way.
We'll summon a Morden Canaan sword.
Yes.
You summon your elemental swarm.
Yes?
And we're gonna save this gate, so...
Press the attack, quickly!
Okay, let's tell these things to attack.
Press the attack, quickly!
Danger approaches. Be on your guard. My magic will erase this nuisance.
Alright, I guess we can go into the room. Oh, it's casting Dispel Magic. It's either Dispel Magic or silences the force spells that these guys cast. See, I already did Vampiric Touch, didn't I? Let's try Burning Hands.
Who's like in freezing?
Alright, let's do Scorching Ray. No, there's another one.
Eleme Vogreni.
Press the attack, quickly!
My spirit is still at 100. Okay. Now we can't devour the spirits of these things. Why aren't you attacking anything?
Press the attack!
Oh, I guess you are. Why is your thing not attacking?
Shall we indulge ourselves?
Oh, you must have had everything to spell off of you, huh? Well, isn't that unfortunate? We're gonna try this. It's gonna say invalid target. Yeah, valid target. Alright. Thank you, Vampire Warlock. That's 455 XP for that one. We got another one over here. We'll check that one. Dead. Another 455. Great. Now, if we had the Eternal Rest feat, we would probably get Brilliant Spirit Essences out of this one. Alright, so we get all of these essences. Let's pass these on to Sophia. Oh, I should have had him drink this greater heroism thing. Whatever, it's okay now. Archive bookshelf. This massive bookcase is filled with ancient but well-maintained tomes of assorted subjects ranging from necromancy to effective torturing techniques to analysis of the finer points of Mercolite dogma. Unfortunately, there seems to be an elemental barrier in place that prevents any of the books from being removed from their shelves. Well, that sucks, but we do have one large book that's going to help us. The Tome of Profane Rebirth. This book appears to contain step-by-step instructions for becoming a lich. The instructions seem so simple that you surmise even a novice might execute them with success. The cover of the tome is extremely weathered due to being left for centuries outside the protective bookshelves in the archives of Death God's vault. Despite this, or perhaps due to some dark enchantment, the book's contents are largely intact. Alright, let's go around and collect some scrolls. So we get Create Greater Undead. Nice. Might need that for later. There's another one. We got Mass Inflicts Critical Wounds. Let's give that to you.
Yes.
You can grab all the essences over here. Alright, let's grab this scroll and we get Power Word Kill, which we already have. We get another Mass Inflict. Oh, we get Mass Inflict Moderate Wounds. Okay, give that to you.
Yes?
Not critical wounds, but moderate wounds. There's some more stuff. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Finger of Death. Give that to Sophia. Got shades. We'll give that to Sophia. It's good to have multiple castings of that. We have energy drain. Yeah, Kaylee can hold on to that one. And
You have need of me?
that might be it for the scrolls, save for this gigantic one called the Lamentations of the Dead. This is one of the goals. Alright. We got 500 XP for this. Now, in the normal game, if you drop it and pick it up again, you'll get another 500 XP ad nauseum. However, the Storm is Here makeover fixed that bug. I'm going to test it. Okay, we didn't gain XP like we did in the last playthrough. Let's examine this thing. These scrolls appear to have been written by Merkelite priests centuries ago. They record the fates of many who opposed the former god of the dead, and they were probably read aloud to encourage fear of Merkel and his faithful. At one time, there must have been many of these scrolls, but this one has decayed considerably, and much of it is missing. A prominent passage records the fate of a traitorous high priest. Know that all who follow the Lord of Bones shall face tests of faith. Not even his most favored are spared, as we are taught by the tale of Akachi the Betrayer. As a child, Akachi was offered as a sacrifice to the church. Along with his brother, he was left unnamed upon our temple threshold, as was the custom in that time. Akachi was thus favored by our god, and named in the tradition of the Eastern Church, as are all those who come as babes into the faith of the dead. Indeed, he showed an uncanny faith as a boy. No poison or disease would touch him. And when the Black Whisper ravaged Molsontier, he alone walked amongst the sick, hauled their corpses, and dug their graves unharmed. He offered salvation to those who would embrace the Lord of Bones, and it is said that those who converted to Merkel's faith were healed. Each night, Akachi would return to the temple and entreat his fellow priests to join him in ministering to the dying. But all refused, except for Akachi's brother, Eveshi. They remained hiding in the temple, fearful of the plague, so Merkel permitted the Whisper to enter his church. Carried upon the robes of the two young brothers, and all his cowering priests died coughing and rasping in their beds. Only Akachi and Eveshi survived, and the boy Akachi was anointed high priest of Molsontier Temple. When the plague had passed, hundreds converted to Merkel's faith, inspired by Akachi's courage and divine favor. While Eveshi ministered to the faithful, Akachi walked the surrounding lands and converted hundreds more souls to the Lord of Bones. Merkel's eye was upon him, and our god would visit Akachi in his dreams, instructing him in the highest mysteries of the faith, entrusting him with missions to destroy his enemies. Akachi became the hand of Merkel's justice, hunting the foes of our god across the plains. No slight against the Lord of Bones went unpunished, no betrayal went unavenged, and no honor was denied Akachi in return. In his hand he bore a silver blade, taken from the depths of the hells at Merkel's bidding, and granted to him as a reward. Akachi was chosen of Merkel, favored above all. But with such favor came the greatest tests. Akachi's lover was a wizardress who cared little for the gods. One day, her enchantments went awry, and she was killed in a magical conflagration. Then was Akachi distraught, for he knew what awaited his beloved. All those who died without faith were bound into the wall of the faithless, finally dissolved into the substance of the wall. Akachi entreated Merkel to spare his lover. For this, he would pay any price, perform any service Merkel might desire, but Merkel's judgment is swift and sure, and it does not waver for those who deny the gods. Akachi's lover would remain in the wall. In that moment, Akachi's pride outshone his faith. His anger turned to wrath, and he swore that he would tear down the wall itself to take his lover back. And by this sinful vow, he was doomed, and he became the betrayer. Akachi spoke wicked lies to his brother Iveshi and turned him against Merkel. By his devotion to his brother, Iveshi was also doomed. Iveshi set aside his name, and he took a new name that was given to him by his brother as a token of his own betrayal. And Akachi spoke lies to others as well, turning many faithful against the Lord of Bones. He opened the prison of Merkel's vault and called forth the demi-lich Ramak, who had thrice attempted to become a god and had been thwarted by Akachi himself. The betrayer made pacts with many others as well, promising them great rewards when the Wall of the Faithless was overthrown. Among these were Zoab, a prince of Celestia, and Seiryu, a queen of dragonkind. When he had assembled a mighty host, Akachi carved a doorway between the Plane of Shadow and the realm of the dead, and he led his army into Merkel's realm. In that hour, Merkel appeared in his glory at the head of an even greater host. All the heroes of the ancient dead marched at his back, with all the masses of the false, and many Beatizu who had been summoned from the hells. Akachi's army crumbled before the Lord of Bones, and his generals fled to the darkest corners of the plains. Not even the betrayer could stand against Merkel in the realm of the dead. Akachi was dragged in chains to the Basilica of Lost Hope, and Merkel pronounced judgment upon him. Be watchful, O faithful of the Lord of Bones, for it is said that Akachi's generals still live, and that they promise to return should the betrayer ever stand before death's gates again. It is also whispered that Akachi tore the soul of his lover from the wall before Merkel struck him down. If this sacrilege is true, then she shall be hunted, that find no rest in this world, for the faithless must be held to account, and none may challenge the judgment of the Lord of Bones. Well, that pretty much sums up the whole backstory of this campaign. All in one neat little scroll. And we're still at 100 spirit power, which is good, and we still have our summoned creatures with this. Fortunately, one of many has no more damage reduction on him. That got dispelled. Well, that kind of sucks for him. Just going around looking for some scrolls that I missed. I don't think I did, though. I think I grabbed everything. Gotta look on top too. Sometimes they hide them on top of the on top of these shelves. No, looks like I got everything. Okay. Oh, you dispelled my haste, you bastard. All right. Now we're not gonna go. We're not gonna go this way to where the door is, because in this hallway down here is a Lich King. And I want to get another feat before we go and handle him. Unsummoning vampire, okay. Alright, since we have most of our buffs, we don't have haste. I'm thinking maybe we can go through one of these doors and take on some vampires and gain some XP. Yeah, I'm thinking we can. Alright. I'm going to cut away and I'm going to see if I can put any more buffs. I'm going to go through my spell list. And then I'll come back here when I'm ready to take care of them. Alright, we're back. Put a couple of buffs on, like spider skin and... what else did we put on? Well, we put on something, but... as we can see with this door, it has a trap on it, so we're going to use one of many to open it up. Oh yeah, I tried to put Greater Magic Weapon on him, but it didn't work. Ouch. Really? You roll a 13 and... no, wait. No. Oh, you had to roll a 1! You had to roll a 1, didn't you? And then you failed a reflex save. Well, Janik did. 162 points of damage. Nice.
All who can hear, follow.
This is
Mentos
probably against
forma.
my better judgment, but we're gonna do heal. Yeah, you had to roll a 1, didn't you? We'll just unlock the stupid door then. Okay.
You have need of me?
Let's bring everyone through.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You too, Sophia. Let's go. Especially you, one of me. I don't want you hanging out.
Yes?
Come on through that way. I don't really care so much about the elemental. Okay.
You mouth-breathing, corpse-loving, inbred scum.
Oh, one of those spawned inside the room with me. Wonderful.
I have just the spell for you.
Okay. What are
Pity
you
of
doing?
this with
You
you.
better not be attacking. We have 2 sunbursts prepared. So we're gonna, I guess, put it right there. And we have 3 sunbursts with gann, so I guess we'll do that one. Let's do that right about there. I don't want to do undead to death just yet because one of many is definitely vulnerable to that. And I'm still kind of getting the feel for having him as a party member. Let's do prayer.
Bona partum.
Oh my god. Get out
Of
the way,
course.
Sophia. Will you please cast this? No, you can't cast it. Okay. So cast it right there. Level drained. See, we got 1196 XP for all the ones that died. Let's see how many fell to save. 1. Oh yeah, 35. 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that all of them? Hey, if that's all of them, then we could probably get these vampires to attack too. We had 3 level ups. Wow. Alright. Let's level up Janik while we're at it. So, you are... what are you right now? You're 12... You're 23, so you're going to be level 24. That's going to be your 7th Red Wizard level. Okay. Next. So we're going to increase your intelligence. We're going to put 1 into concentration. 1 into heal. Interesting. We're going to put 4 into listen. Then we're going to put 1 into spellcraft. And that's it. And the only 2 spells that we have left are these level 1 spells. So now we have mastered every spell that we're able to learn. And we have Specialist Defense +3. This is against Necromancy. Let's see if we got any extra spell slots. We did not. No extra spell slots.
Enemies have fallen upon us.
Alright, let's level you up. So, I guess we're going to continue to give you a cleric level. Yeah, there's no real good cleric prestige classes, is there? No. Okay. Guess we'll do concentration, heal, and spellcraft. Next.
Come this way.
Sophia's turn. You still haven't qualified for this, so we'll give you a wizard level. So we're going to give you concentration, craft alchemy. I guess we could do 2 into that one. Bump that one all the way. Spellcraft. And these final 3 could probably go into craft armor. Next. Ah, okay. So for our 10th wizard level, now we get these wizard-specific feats. Item creation, spell casting, what have you. Well, we could do an epic spell or great intelligence. Intelligence is 20, so this won't really do anything for us. However, I think this vampiric feast will. I don't want to do epic spell focus, that's really not that great. We're gonna get all these meta magic feats anyway, well, most of them. Yeah, we're gonna get maximize spell, we're gonna get quicken spell. And then improve maximize, improved quicken. And improved in power. We could do combat casting. +4 to concentration check while trying to cast defensive spells, and yeah, we could do that. This one will only improve our spell penetration by +2, since it'll be +6. Well, we're at +4 now for greater spell penetration, and like it says here, it does not stack with, it just overlaps the others. This spell is kind of like a joke. Mass Foul. Transforms all hostile creatures of medium size or smaller in the area into chickens. Targets are allowed a fortitude save, DC +5, to negate the effects of the spell. The transformation is permanent. Yeah, it sounds like kind of a joke to me. Vampiric Feast. This is a good one. And this is a necromancy spell. This is what I want to get for Janik. This is her epic gate. You drink in the life force of all enemies in the area of effect. Creatures who succeed at a fortitude save lose only half their remaining hit points, while those who fail their saving throw lose all their remaining hit points and are instantly slain. I like that. Total amount of damage done by this spell is then added to the caster's hit point total. However, it doesn't exceed your maximum HP, and it says the slain creatures coalesce as a greater shadow, which will attack any surviving enemies. Nice. You know what? I'm gonna pick combat casting. And then we get a regular feat. So we need skill focus, concentration, I believe. Now we qualify for Arcane Scholar. And we get 2 spells. So we'll take Assay Resistance and I guess one of these power word ones. This is 2 points of damage to his strength. This one is 2 points of damage to dex. See invisibility, it's probably a better one. And like I said before, these are divination spells. Spells that Janik was prohibited from learning, therefore he could not pass them on to Sophia. Alright.
To the abyss with you.
So that's it for level ups. Are there any vampires left? Where's he going? The elemental is going over here for some reason. Oh. Well, we got one left, so I guess we'll take it out. One didn't run through. I wonder if we have something that we could zap him with. Not sunburst per se. I want to save that, but maybe
Enemies have
something
fallen
else.
upon us.
You wearing no. Oh, you need a cloak. Something.
Of course.
Maybe you should wear this. Nope. What about this mask? No, it doesn't look like it. Wow, one of the many took a lot of damage. Yeah, we have all these treasure bags to get.
I shall do so.
No, I wanted, like, a sunbeam or something, but it looks like we don't have it. Oh, you have sunbeam. 26 points of divine damage per caster level to a maximum of 20d6. Yeah, but if I use this, then I won't have any more heals. All right, let's hit it with the sunburst for Gann. You know what, Janik? Just hold back. You're gonna get stunned. So what happened? Let me guess. It couldn't penetrate its damage reduction. Pulse attack. I wonder what that is. Yeah, it's like it didn't even work at all. Wonderful.
For the crusade.
It's like only Janik's spells work against these guys for some reason. How about let's try undead to death without it killing one of many. Let's have Kaylin do it. We're gonna take control of one of many and make sure it doesn't come over here. In the meantime, let's hit it with a missile storm. Yeah, you don't want to go. So what happened? Nothing, and it didn't make a save or anything. Attempts to resist spell resisted. That must have been Kaylin's because she has no good penetration. What about you? So you only have one. I don't want to waste it. Let's shroud him in flame.
On your guard. Foes approach.
Yeah, and we'll use, I guess, one of these Bigby's hands. Let's use the crushing hand. Okay, good. Yeah. You can't resist that one. Did you resist that one? No? Spell resistance? Yeah. Didn't say anything about it though. No, he's on fire. Yeah, what I meant, he's not very smart. See, look at all this damage this guy does. This might take a while.
On your guard. Foes approach.
Might have to summon something. You know what? Let's tell this thing to attack.
Shall we indulge ourselves?
Yes, just go on and attack. One of many wants to attack. One of many can pick up these things. Essences. More essences. More essences. More essences. Alright, I guess we'll give all these to Sophia. And I guess she can combine them. The thing that is about this vampire ancient is that it has regeneration. So if we don't do enough damage on it, all the previous damage that we've done will be negated by its regeneration. Looks like you're taking a little too much damage and you don't have regeneration of your own. I wonder, maybe we should bring you back, you two. Bring you over here, and then maybe we should put a blade barrier on you. Stupid. Just get out of there. Let's tell one of many to stand its ground.
Stay here until I say otherwise.
And it won't listen. Yeah.
To the abyss with you.
We're gonna have to turn off AI mode. This is getting a little too tedious. Move over there. See, I don't even think that these swords will damage the vampire. The vampire is concealed, huh? Really? You have true seeing? No, we took that off. What happened? I thought that was one of your spells. I guess not.
Press the attack, quickly!
Alright, what else can we do? See, this is why it takes so long to kill these guys. Plus, there's a ton more over here. There's a ton more of these guys in this area. It's gonna probably take its own episode just going in there. Alright, let's hit it with the missile star. I might have to summon something else. There we go. That did some damage.
Enemies have fallen upon us.
What's going on with you, by the way? I don't know. I wonder if we can do hypothermia on it. Yeah. 39 cold damage. Nice. If that's the case, why don't you use your Ring of the Frozen Falls? Oh, is this guy invisible? I saw you target him for a second. What happened? There it is. What happened? It doesn't say anything. Alright, well this thing is near death. Unfortunately, we can't use this Devour Spirit on it. Valid target. is why I need to get another feat. Alright, so there goes the Greater Earth Elemental. Vampire killed it. However, now we get an Air Elemental. Or a Water Elemental. My bad. Well,
It
Gann,
seems we have unpleasant company.
tell this thing to attack.
Shall we indulge ourselves?
Hey! Hey, we got another almost 1200 XP. And now Gann gained a level. Alright, so before the end of the episode, we'll level him up too. So sure, we'll give him another Spirit Shaman level. What does it want to increase? His wisdom? Okay. Gotta cancel for a second. Now, do they actually go off wisdom, or do they go off charisma? Drawn for the Druid spell list. So the wisdom score equal to at least 10 plus the spell level. Spirit Shaman's charisma determines the difficulty class of his spells. So we want a higher charisma. We need high wisdom levels. Well, we need high wisdom points, but I don't think we need any more. Past 20, right? I don't think so. Now we need to start increasing his charisma. Yeah. Charisma it is. We're going to do concentration. Spellcraft spot, survival. And we get 1 each of 7, 8, 9, and then we could swap out a spell. So I want to get Stone Skin. So I'm going to swap out one of these lower summon creatures. Level 7, Creeping Noom is a good spell. Level 8, I guess we'll do Finger of Death. Level 9, which one of these should we get? I don't know. Maybe this one. This is kind of powerful. All enemies within their effects take 3d6 points of acid damage. Those who fail a reflex save take an additional 3d6 of electrical damage and are stunned. Yeah, I could see the use in that. Next. Low light vision, spirit form, spirit who walks. Okay. Alright, so we've done a lot for the day.
On your guard. Foes approach.
We've killed a bunch of vampires. There's still more vampires, and there's still other places to explore in here. We also got 2 books that we're going to need. We got the Tome of Profane Rebirth, and we got Lamentations of the Dead. Let's grab these real quick before those damages. So I'm thinking we're probably going to exit out of here. Either we're going to exit out of here or we're going to fight more vampires while we have most of our spells. And then we're going to go use that Tome of Profane Rebirth to animate ourselves a lich. Will it be a friendly lich or will it be a bad lich who will try to destroy us? Find out next time. This is Big Los signing off. Thanks for watching. See you next time, man. Tango Medea.